Aaron! Please come! Please!
Okay. For this to happen, I need Alan Lazard. I need Devontae Adams back. I need Randall Cobb. I also need you to prove that the earth is flat for former Brooklyn Net Kyrie Irving. Odell Beckham Jr. needs to come to New York. Jeff Janis for Hail Marys. And Nathaniel Hackett has to call plays.
Whatever you want, Aaron!
Thank you. Come again.
Back. Stanford band nowhere in sight.
Uh-oh.
It's picked off.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Incredible. Chandler Jones takes it in and wins the game for the Raiders.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. Yup, it is the first stage free agency recap. So yeah, obviously there's been a lot of stuff that happened the past 2 days. Of course, we're gonna get to second stage probably tomorrow. There's gonna be more stuff to come out. Obviously, good chance. Aaron Rodgers deal will come out soon. But obviously, a lot of crap has happened over the past couple of days. Obviously, the mock draft yesterday. There's a lot of stuff that's happened. I'll just put it that way. We'll go through everything that's happened up to this point. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, I'll give them my opinion. It's really really about that. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And we'll get started with, I think, what was on Sunday? The Bills extended Matt Milano. I think it was what was it, 2 years, something? I forgot what it was. It was a good contract, though. He's getting paid. I think it's 2 years, $28 million, maybe $14 per year. And they didn't, get Marcus Callaway back. So, yeah. If you didn't know, he was actually one of their better receivers over the past couple of years. But yeah, they're not keeping him. Whatever. It's not terrible. Like, he's not legit or anything. Like, the Saints, no offense. Your receivers, outside of Chris Olave, and maybe Jarvis Landry, have been absolute crap over the past couple of years. I'm just sorry. That's kind of the truth. But yeah, that's really it for those two pieces. Obviously, what's been the biggest move up to this point, in my opinion? Yup. The Dolphins. We're gonna get to the Rams in a second, but for the Dolphins, obviously they get Jalen Ramsey. He's still the best corner in the league, in my opinion. You can moan about Sauce Gardner all you want, but he was a freaking rookie. Who has a Super Bowl? Jalen Ramsey. Who has more All-Pros? Blah, blah, blah. You know, more time in the league, whatever. Sauce will probably be better than him when it's all said and done, but right now, yeah, Jalen Ramsey's still the best corner in the league. I get he didn't have that great of a season last year at points, but he still was great. Like, you got to realize he was going up against the best player every single time. He's actually getting targeted more than you expect as well. Obviously, for the Dolphins, they got a superstar corner going along with Xavier Howard. If you didn't know, on film, he did not look that bad. I'm sorry. People might not think so. I mean, the statistics say he regressed, which he kind of did, but I won't say he's still a very, very good corner. Hunter Long was another guy traded in this move, like, whatever, and obviously a third-round pick as well. But yeah, the Dolphins obviously getting the great corner. They're shooting contend next year. They're a legit team in the AFC East now, just to put it that way. We'll get to them when I do the roster grades, like, in shoot, but for the Dolphins, yeah, this was a good move. Here's what I think about the Rams. That gives you a kind of idea for the Rams. Okay, yeah, Giants do re-sign Sterling Shepard. I'm sorry if anyone doesn't think he's a good receiver when he's on the field. Like, I get it, kind of. I kind of don't get it, though, because he's really honestly, I get he tore his ACL. He probably won't be as good as he used to be, but worst case for the Giants, he just tears his ACL again. It's a one-year bad deal. He could have a chance to go off for him. We'll get more on the Giants later. But of course, Deron Payne did sign a deal with the Commanders, a 4-year, $90 million deal after getting franchise tag, $60 million guaranteed. One of the better D tackles in the league. I wouldn't say he's the best per se, maybe not even top 5, but he's a very, very good dominant run stopper, very, very proactive in that sense. He's also he's also a serviceable pass rusher as well. For a dude that's getting paid $90 million, he better be pretty good. Now Quincy Williams did get a contract. Obviously, Quincy Williams, $18 million deal. He's decent. He has a lot of potential still, even though he's a little older now. But yeah, Quincy Williams, of course, coming in the NFL. He hasn't really performed what we expected him to, but he's done pretty good pass coverage. Always been decent in run defense. I do think he's a good player. Okay, Tayshaun Gibson Sr., I think. He goes back to the 49ers on a $2.9 million contract. Obviously, last year he was pretty good with them. He's a good player, I'd say that. Obviously, we'll get to Jimmy Ward in a second, but definitely, Niners get back their safety. That's good. He'll be a good veteran presence in that secondary. Expectations pressure won't change. Yep. So that not surprised. We'll get to that in a second. But for the Giants, they re-signed their punter and their long snapper. Obviously, Graham Gano is one of the best kickers in the league. He probably needs his long snapper. Probably needs his holder. Jimmy Gillen, one of the better punters in the league. Not the best, but he's one of the better ones. Of course, Gus Edwards to take a pay cut. So that's okay. Yeah, good. Yeah. Maybe that means something with Lamar. I really don't know. For the Browns, they basically just gave Deshaun Watson more money. That's really it. At least for now. I'll just put it that way. We'll get more money in the recency. What it's called? Isaiah Buggs. He's okay for a defensive tackle. Like, he's kind of big. That's really it. He's been a backup, really. For the Bills, of course, linebacker Tyler Matakevich, one of the better what it's called? But one of their veteran presences, they really needed to keep him just for simple leadership. Huge guy in that locker room. See if we can keep doing that. And, of course, Sam Barnes, their punter, as well. Panthers set the table for agency. Obviously, Dante Foreman, they sent offers to... Oh, my bad. That's not good. Okay, we're going to go way back down to where we were before. Okay, let me just get down there. We're not there yet. There's a lot of crap going on. Let me just put it that way. Okay, Panthers, they did send out offers to Dante Foreman and Bradley Bozeman. Of course, two of their starters last season. They were both good. Obviously, Sam Darnold and DJ Moore are gone. We'll get to them in a second. Jets and Packers, ton of shenanigans. I don't really want to talk about it. I'm sick of Aaron Rodgers. That's really it. Michael Thomas got a one-year deal. First thing that really happened on Monday. Jonnu Smith got traded for a 7th-round pick to the Falcons. Really took pressure. He's going to take pressure off Desmond Ridder. See what that can happen there. Easton Stick got a contract for their third-string guy. Or actually, their backup now. Okay. Maybe they will keep what is his name? Chase Daniels. That's good. Easton Stick's not bad. He's pretty mobile. Cam Jordan, what it's called? They've reworked his contract. Not really pay cut, but they did rework it. Texans and Raiders are pursuing Jimmy Garoppolo. We'll see who won that. Falcons, the best offensive line, honestly, probably the best player in the league last year. If you didn't watch any of Chris Lindstrom, I'm sorry, you missed out on a lot. Chris Lindstrom is the best guard in the NFL right now. Like, he played the best last year. He's so good. Maybe he's not as good as Zach Martin overall. He's probably above Quentin Nelson now because one of the best offensive linemen dominance-wise in NFL history. Again, I'm just straight up unbelievable. $105 million contract over 5 years, fully deserved. Okay. Restructuring Naheem Hines contract for the Bills, not surprised there. Bucks, we'll get to them in a second. There are trade rumors, Ross and Eckler, see who that gets him in the sweepstake. Maybe they don't trade him at all, we'll see. Patriots signed quarterback Jonathan Jones to a 2-year deal. That's kind of really it. We haven't really gotten much more details. You can look that up if you wanted, though. Bears agreed to terms with what's called T.J. Edwards. He probably will be their will linebacker, maybe their sub linebacker. I don't really know. He'll fit one of the places. He's really actually going to so you'll see, but he's really replacing the playmaking part of Roquan Smith. No, my bad, the tackling part, because that's what he really does well. He can tackle pretty well, but we'll get to a guy who can maybe cover his gap control and playmaking part of it. But yeah, he'll be the guy. He's never really been good with gap control and eye discipline, but he needs to get better at that because that's what the Bears really got him for. Okay, Broncos and Bears for Michael Clancy. See who got that. Yep, the Bucks did trade. Well, I'll just put it out there. They did trade Shaq Mason. I'll tell you who when we get there. The Chargers are trying to get John Johnson. That's interesting. Ravens did release Calais Campbell. Really sucks because he's kind of an old dude, but who knows? Maybe it could be a gate for cap cuts. Broncos get guard what it's called. Matt Powers, really good run blocker. That's kind of it though. Broncos will get them in a second. Eagles, they get Kelsey back. Not surprising there. Packers re-sign their superstar kick returner. See if he can keep doing what he's been doing. David Onyemata, really underrated player because he's a very good player. Obviously, a lot of off-the-field crap that he needs to fix up, but on the field, he's one of the better defensive tackles in the league. What is called Tyquan Lewis, good backup edge rushing piece. Just depth for the Colts, good for them. Danny Johnson, stocking in Washington, whatever. 2-year deal. He's meh. That's all I gotta say. Oh, big deal. Of course, $40 million guaranteed and $84 million deal with Javon Hargrave. I'm not gonna lie. He's really not as good as he played in the Eagles last year. I'm just gonna be honest here. I hope he's gonna still be as good, but he's not a number one type of guy. This is a big contract. They overpaid for him, to say, in my opinion, but he's still a very good player. So keeping that in mind, obviously a really good run defender. Mike McGlinchey, 4-year, $84 million deal. He is a Bronco. Big splash move for them. They got 2 offensive linemen, if you didn't know. So yeah, they've revamping the offensive line like I expected them to in that offseason video. Falcons bring back their punter, Bradley Pinion. Solid punter. That's basically it. Nick Gates, I think, yeah, hope he doesn't shatter his knee again. He really struggled at points last year. Wasn't the same as he was in 2020, 2020. It's in 2021 when he was able to play in 2021. But yeah, I think he can bounce back in Washington. Shy Tuttle to the Panthers. Okay, I mean, he was a decent run defender. Didn't really get a sack. But yeah, good deal for him because, again, they definitely need more run defenders. For the Raiders, okay, Jimmy Garoppolo. 3 years, $67.5 million deal, $34 million guaranteed. If he doesn't get hurt, the Raiders are going to make the playoffs. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. There you go. But on the other side for the Raiders, let's put it this way. Josh Jacobs cannot get as many touches or carries as he did last year because he's going to wear down like every other running back in the league. But for the Raiders, you got to protect Jimmy, get more offensive linemen, get better play calling. It was not good last year. But for the Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo will be their quarterback next year. That's really a move for them. I just got to say this for Jimmy G. If he gets hurt, they're going to start losing. But I do think if he's on the field, he will be able to win games. Okay, I know there's a lot out there. I'm on the upswing. It's a high-risk, high-reward move. Or high-risk, mid-reward move. Okay, for the Dolphins, Mike White will be their quarterback. Not their quarterback, but their backup quarterback. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Well, yeah, he's their backup now. So, of course, Mike White last year with the Jets was serviceable, I guess is the best way to put it. But, yeah. He's gone. He's off the Jets. So, yeah. They get him. What, 2-year deal? $60 million? Okay, makes sense. Okay. For the Lions, they get Cam Sutton. He's a little bit of a erratic corner, just put it that way. He has highs and lows, but when his highs are as good as about everybody. Yeah, $33 million deal for him. Texans get Case Keenum, Chase Winovich, and Mike Boone. Mike Boone's a backup. He's never going to be a starter in the NFL, but he could be a decent backup for them. Chase Winovich actually could be starting linebacker. A lot of athleticism for a white guy. I don't want to say that, but I had to. Case Keenum, pretty decent backup, whatever. Juwan Taylor, overpaid big time for him. He's a crappy right tackle, I'll put it that way. He doesn't get hurt, though, so there's continuity there. But 4-year, $80 million year, $60 million guaranteed. Not the type of contract you want to get for Juwan Taylor, but I kind of get it because they're probably not going to get in Orlando Brown Jr. Hunter Montgomery coming over for the Cowboys, 3 years, $23 million for the Bills. He can run block. That's what they need. Really, I like that deal. Wyatt Davis, offensive lineman, back with the Giants. He had a pretty decent year, so I expect him to do well again. Josh Oliver's heading to the Vikings. Of course, he had some red zone touchdowns. Expect him to be a part of that offense next year if he doesn't get cut. Von Bell to the Panthers, of course, former Bengal. Big signing for them. They really haven't had a good coverage safety in a long time. Since, who the heck was it? Eric Reed. They need him to be that guy. Hassan Ridgeway, of course, coming from, I don't even know, Niners, 1 year to $4 million a year, run defender, whatever. Andrew Wiley, 3-year deal for $24 million. I think he could actually work out here, considering the fact that they run a lot of finesse run types of plays in terms of their pass blocking schemes, which is good because that's what he's really good at. Run blocking, whatever. Ethan Poking's back on the Browns as their center, of course. Not Jake Trotter, but Jason Trotter replacement was pretty good last year. Tremaine Edmonds, yep, this is probably one of the bigger contracts. 4 years, $72 million. He's gonna have to be the playmaking guy. He sucks. He just sucks in terms of just straight up fundamentals. He's not such an erratic player. But for Tremaine Edmonds, he makes big plays when he needs to. So that's what they got there. If he can be that side of Roquan Smith, I think they'll be good. Cam Lewis, 1 year deal. He's just a backup at this point. Yeah, okay. Kevin Gibbons, I like this contract a lot. He was actually just so important for the run defense. If they didn't get him back, I might have been a little concerned. Whatever. Broncos, Jarrett Stidham, backup, whatever. What is it called? Nate Davis, 3-year deal. He's good. He's pretty good. Obviously got injured last year, but he's young and he's really athletic. So, yeah, but he's a good player. Jermaine Pratt back with the Bengals. I mean, they kind of need to keep him. He's kind of been their franchise linebacker for how many years now? Let's see. He's been on the Bengals a long time. I know that. Yeah, he's been playing. No, wait, never mind. 2019. He's been there. He's been like their guy at linebacker for a long time. I'll just put it that way. Jesse Bates, huge contract though. 4 years, $65 million. I killed him $23 million and $36 million in the second year. First 2 years, my bad. Jesse Bates is an interesting guy because he hasn't really been the same since 2020. Last year he was better than he was in 2021, but still, I think he can get back to what he could be. Obviously, for the Falcons, this needs to work out, of course, with Jalen Hawkins as well. Of course, the Pat Pete goes to the Steelers. I like the signing. It works. Yeah, veteran corner. Pass was dominant off defense. It works. Cowboys and Seahawks want Bobby Wagner. Good. Akeem Desnutes-Rotas, really like this guy. Again, just straight up run defender. Really could help out this toughness of this Giants defense. Jamel Dean back on a 4-year, $52 million deal. Jamel Dean isn't that great of a corner, but I mean, okay. He's a good slot. One of the better ones in the league. Okay. Cam Dantzler is going to the Commanders. If he can stay healthy, I really do think he could be a good player, but whatever. 1-year deal for the Sam Darnold. He will go to the 49ers. I don't even know what's actually happening up there, but I do think Trey Lance will be the starter. Jets cut O-line, Drew Samia, he's a bum. Like, he's just not good. I don't know why Brett Todd's on this team. I get the Eagles know that he could be a good player, but, like, he just wasn't on the field at all last year. Cowboys restructure Gallup's contract. I really don't care about that. Now going to Alex Anzalone. Okay, 3-year deal. I thought he had a 1-year deal last year. Yeah, he played well last year. I mean, not really in pass coverage. We can get better, though. I like that signing. Cody Barton to the Commanders. Okay. A lot of this stuff is kind of meaningless. Obadiah Okoronkwo, of course, former Ram, former Texan, of course, last year. He was basically most of their passers last year. Considering that, what is it called, not Rasheed Green. Jonathan Graham wasn't on the field for the Texans. But for the Browns, got to replace Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think he really is, but we'll see what he can do. Titans, Andrew Dillard will get really a first shot at starting. He struggled in 2019 when he got his chances. 2020, he was even worse. But I will say last year in the limited time he did get with Jordan Mailata, of course, starting, he was actually pretty good. He was even better this year. Hope he can get a real just fresh start at starting. See what that he can do with the Titans. Greg Zuerlein, kicker, re-signing. Okay, I mean, not good for the Rams, but yeah, it works. Marcus Epps to the Raiders, not a very good player. I guess they made the signing. Matt Breida back up running back, solid for the Giants. Chris Manhart, 2-year, $6 million deal. He's a really underrated run block. I know people say, look at his stats and be like, ugh, but he can run block. David Long Jr., 2-year, $11 million deal. Typical pass coveraging linebacker. He got the money I thought he'd get for them Dolphins. Bobby Okereke, 4-year, $40 million deal. One of the better just straight up tacklers in the NFL, of course, coming over from the Colts. I do expect him to do a lot with the Giants. Alex Singleton, he's been there for like 3 or 4 years now. Just a staple in this defense. 3-year, $18 million, $9 million guaranteed. Pretty good contract. Bradley Bozeman, again, they re-signed him with the Panthers. Duke Riley, back on the Dolphins. He was actually pretty good in coverage last year. Really the only linebacker that was. Eric Kendricks will be going to the Chargers. I mean, maybe he gets a lot of playing time. I really don't know. Like, Kenneth Murray contract is kind of a freaking, or not a contract. Pick was kind of a mess. So, who knows? Just veteran presence in there. Zach Allen, honestly, he's not the most productive pass rusher, but he's a good player. He's really developed really well there. Best year, of course, last year. 3 years, $45.75 million, $32.5 million to the Broncos. He'll be a solid guy there. Jameis Winston will back $4 million, deal with incentives, $8 million, of course, backing up what will be Derek Carr. Texans get Jimmy Ward. He was not good last year. I'm sorry, he just wasn't. Josh Allen and Von Miller got their contracts restructured as well. Seahawks agreed to terms with Draymond Jones, of course, 3 years, $51 million. I think he's a good player. Really one good year. We'll see if he can do a Trey Hendrickson, though. Kaden Ellis will go to the Falcons, of course. Solid linebacker with the Saints. See what he can do. Restructure John Franklin Meyers' contract with the Jets. Of course, got the big contract last year. Bears get DeMarcus Walker. Wait, why is he getting? That's a little. But I know he had a really good year last year, but that's a lot of money for him. And of course, that last thing for Monday, Browns get defensive tackle. Dalvin Tomlinson, good player. Really been on 3 teams last couple of years. See if he can get stable on the Browns. Marcus Davenport is heading over to the Vikings as well. Pretty good contract. Okay. Matt Gay is heading to the Rams. Not the Rams. The Colts highest paid kicker contract ever. I'm not surprised. Falcons spent $233 million on so far. That's a lot of money. Okay. Luke Everett, 2-year deal with Titans. Whatever. I can care less. He was with Cowboys. Falcons get Taylor Heineke. That's a pretty good deal. 2 years, $20 million. Maybe to come in again if Desmond Ridder gets hurt. Vikings resign Nick Mullins. Solid backup. Okay. Sheldon Rankins to return. We really don't want that. I don't even know what to say there. Obviously, Jason Kelce 1-year deal. Again, yeah, this is the trade I was talking about. Shaq Mason will be heading back to, well, not back to Texas. He'll be on the Texans next year, though. So they get their offensive lineman. Shaq Mason doesn't really care where he plays. Good for him, I guess. Raiders. Yup, here's Jakobi Meyers contract, 3 years, $33 million. It's pretty crazy with $21 million guaranteed. Cowboys re-signed safety Donovan Wilson. He's a box safety, but he's a good player. Okay, we'll get to a couple of these guys who are dropped. But both Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert got their contracts. 2 years, I think, basically the same amount of contracts. It's the backup running. It's the two running backs. Good job for them. Of course, now we get to the wish list. The Jets are not gonna get Jeff Smith. He's a decent, actually, pretty good special teamer. That's really it, though. Seahawks really putting Jefferson. The team's got to pick him up. Such a good interior type of guy. Noah Brown signing with the Texans. Okay, whatever. He didn't really do anything. Patriots tender. Miles Bryant. Solid guy last year. What is this guy? I don't even know. John Ryan again. He didn't really do much last year. Tyrell Dodson 1-year deal. Okay, good for him. Ravens. Lamar Jackson. He tweets his offer. Being offered $200 million guarantees by Ravens last year, but not gonna accept it. 133 over 3 years, but he's not accepting it. What the heck? Just get the freaking contract, Lamar. I'm just saying that. But Kyrie Blasingame is back on the Bears. Same thing with their long snapper and an offensive lineman who's a backup, whatever. Jets, Raiders looking for Mercedes Lewis. We'll see who gets that. Again, more rumors with Austin Eckler. Vikings restructured Kirk Cousins' deal. Rodgers wants OBJ. I actually talked about that way earlier. Saints rework Thomas's deal to get him back. Saints get 49ers get center Jake Brendel, pretty good player. Steelers agree with Nate Hairbay. I like this dude. 2-year deal. Of course, coming over from the Eagles was good backup. If you didn't know, Giants sent a third-round pick for Darren Waller. If you didn't know, that third-round pick was traded for Kadarius Toney. So Darren Waller, who of course is an injury-prone tight end, but when he's on the field, he's one of the best in the league, at least receiving-wise. Of course, Kadarius Toney, I think it's a good trade overall for the Giants. So that swap, I guess, kind of worked out in the end. Obviously, talked about Jeff Wilson. Lions get Emmanuel Mosley, really solid guy. I don't know if he'll be the same after that ACL injury. I think it was. He had a season-ending injury, but if he can get back to what he was in 2021, that would be great. Devontae Casey, of course, back on the Steelers. He really sucked with the Falcons, but he actually played pretty well last year. John Kaminsky, 2-year deal, whatever. Same thing with Calvin Anderson. He's a backup. Taki, 1-year deal. All right, yeah. Well, 1-year deal, whatever. He's a backup. No, not really. He can play. Aziz Al-Shire, really underrated guy. I do think Titans defense could be really good next year. I really don't know what the Titans are doing, though. Derek Rivers, backup. Trey Pippen, 3-year deal. Not surprised. He's a good player. Panthers cut guard Pat Elflein. He really hasn't played well in like 5 years. I'm not even kidding. Eagles have Rashad Penny. This dude is a beast. If Miles Sanders doesn't get re-signed, Rashad Penny will be their back. This is a good deal if he can stay healthy. But of course, Jets wish list time. Of course, with Aaron Rodgers, 4-year, $44 million. Commanders releasing J.D. McKissick. Someone's gonna sign him, or they're just gonna give him back. I really don't know what heck is happening with him. But honestly, he could be the best receiving back in the league when he's on the field. Vikings, signed Garrett Bradbury. I think 3-year deal. Good center for them. Kelvin Beachum, Matt Prater, 2-year deals. Whatever, they're solids on that team. Cardinals also getting Kaiser White. Not surprised there at all. Tender Bryce Huff, whatever. Steelers even tackle 3-year deal to Larry Ogunjobi. Of course, played with the Bengals I think last year. Yeah, he's my bad. No, he played with them last year. He got re-signed. Colts trading for Stephon Gilmore. What did they give up? 5th round pick. That's it. Sheesh. I mean, Stephon Gilmore, I guess some points last year wasn't great, but it was really only that McLaurin catch that really screwed him over last year because he was really good. Yeah, he's still a really good player. Cowboys, blockbuster deal at least for them. Okay, bunch of randos got traded. Oh, dang it. Ronald Darby got released because of failed physical designation. Team's got to pick him up. Boston Scott gets a 1-year deal, whatever. And of course, James Bradbury, 3-year, $38 million deal. And Panthers signed QB Andy Dalton, maybe to be a backup. I really don't know. Probably. He's been a starter. That's not good news. I'll restart to see if anything happened. No, yeah. Andy Dalton's last move, guys. That's gonna be not from the Panthers. That's gonna be really about it for me. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the stage 1 free agency recap. And yeah, see you in the next one.
It's the pair, and Tatum has it. Smith defending, drives the lane, gets to the rim, misses the layup. He missed it, and the Rockets survive, and they've upset the Boston Celtics.